Xu Jingming steps into the training facility and finds his teammates, including Shen Dongling, Yao Fang, and Kong Shi, waiting for him. Seeing him arrive, they respectfully greet him as their captain. Coach Yang Zhentian gathers the team and tells everyone to get into the virtual stealth cabins so they can start their practice. In a flash of light, the entire team is brought into a bright, empty virtual space. Once they settle in, the coach explains that their upcoming matches will test how well they work together, so he starts a round of introductions to help everyone understand each other's powers. He goes over the team lineup, mentioning that they have 8 members in total, with 5 starting players and 3 substitutes. The coach starts with their vice-captain, Kong Shi. He explains that Kong Shi has an A-rank ability called Solid Iron Giant Bear, which massively boosts his strength and allows him to fight on the front line as their main tank. Next, he introduces Shen Dongling as the team's assassin with her A-rank Demon Moon Blood Fox ability, and Yao Fang as their ranged mage who uses the A-rank Extreme Cold Ice Soul. The last starting member is Gu Wan. She is the team's support player, using her myriad turning spiritual light to heal injuries and boost her teammates' power. Moving on to the substitutes, the coach introduces Tao Guan, a warrior with the A-rank bronze body. He also introduces Li Changfeng, a mage using the A-rank Abyssal Karmic Fire, and Su Ruoyun, a support player with the A-rank Gentle Spirit Water. With the rest of the team introduced, the coach turns to Xu Jingming, getting ready to formally explain their captain's powers. Yao Fang casually cuts the coach off, saying there is no need for an explanation since everyone already knows their captain is a rare S-rank awakener. The coach quickly corrects him, shocking everyone by revealing that Xu Jingming is actually an SS rank with the lightning ability Dutian Divine Lightning. Yao Fang and Shen Dongling just stare at their captain in total disbelief. A wave of awe washes over the team as they process this incredible power. Yao Fang points out that this explains why their captain's lightning turned golden, while others whisper among themselves, trying to figure out how his ability managed to evolve into an SS rank. The coach tells them to focus on the reality of the SS rank ability instead of how it happened. He then goes over the tournament rules, explaining that players are limited to using A-class battlesuits and S-class weapons to keep things fair. Holograms of high-tier armor and weapons appear around them. The coach explains they can pick from these virtual items, but they can also upload the data of their own real-life weapons for future practice sessions. Xu Jingming grabs a standard virtual spear and realizes these limits are in place to give normal schools a fair chance against elite universities that could easily hand out SSS class gear. He decides to upload his own Flowing Cloud Golden Edge spear before their next session. Before starting their teamwork drills, the coach asks everyone to show off their skills so the team knows what to expect. He tells Xu Jingming to go first, and the captain asks if he should show them everything. The coach nods, explaining that seeing his full power will help the team figure out the best strategies for their matches. Xu Jingming readies his spear and tells the group that his fighting style mixes spear attacks, close combat, and ranged spells, adding that he will show them one by one. As he grips his weapon, golden lightning erupts around him. The team watches in awe, amazed at how much more dangerous and beautiful his SS rank energy looks in person compared to video recordings. He starts his showcase with a blur of fast strikes, throwing multiple chain lightning spears that tear through the air. Moving smoothly to his next moves, he casts a thunder prison to lock down the area, throws a focused thunder spear, and finishes with a heavy lightning punch to show off his close-range damage. Watching from the side, Li Changfeng and Gu Wan are blown away by their captain's strength. Li confidently says they are guaranteed to win, while Gu Wan secretly wonders if her support skills will even do anything for someone this strong. Taking a pause, Xu Jingming stands with his spear sparking with electricity. He casually tells his stunned teammates that this was just a warm-up, and he is now going to show them his S-rank combat skills. Li Changfeng and Gu Wan are completely speechless, staring in shock as they realize the crazy attacks they just saw were barely the beginning. Xu Jingming turns on his S-rank indestructible thunder body and layers it with his Hell Thunder armor. His hair flares wildly with golden energy, causing Tao Guan to sweat as he realizes the captain's lightning armor is way tougher than his own bronze body. Switching back to offense, Xu Jingming fires off his heavenly lightning technique. The massive blast of magic tears across the virtual field, leaving the team stunned that he has mastered yet another S-rank move. Even after causing so much destruction, Xu Jingming calmly mentions that this attack is still not his strongest. He gathers blazing red lightning at his fingertip, getting ready to show them his ultimate trump card. He fires the attack, bringing down a giant fiery finger from the sky that crashes into the ground. The impact creates a massive explosion, covering the battlefield in blinding light and fire. When the smoke finally clears, Shen Dongling and Yao Fang slowly walk up to the edge of a giant glowing crater. They stare at it in shock, unable to believe a student could cause this much damage. Scared by the blast, Kong Shi asks the coach how tough the virtual floor actually is. When the coach says it is as strong as C-class alloy, Kong Shi goes pale, realizing a human hit by that attack would be turned into ashes instantly. Seeing this crazy power makes the rest of the team feel a bit useless. Tao Guan laughs nervously, saying they won't even need to fight if the captain starts with that move, and Shen Dongling sighs, agreeing that their presence feels completely pointless. Realizing how crazy this is, Tao Guan begs the coach to make Xu Jingming hold back during the real games. The coach just brushes him off, telling the team they better move fast if they actually want to fight before their captain destroys the other team. Looking at his powerhouse student, the coach smiles to himself. He remembers losing badly to Jing University last year, but now he is totally sure that with Xu Jingming on their side, they won't lose again. Xu Jingming wraps up his display, saying that covers all the combat moves he has learned. The coach then tells the rest of the team to show their powers so they can finally start practicing together. The teammates quickly activate their abilities all at once, filling the virtual space with flashy bursts of ice, fire, water, blood-red energy, and heavy armor. Curious about how their powers might mix, Guan walks over to Xu Jingming. She asks to test her buffs on him, feeling unsure if her A-rank support skills will even work on an SS-rank fighter. Xu Jingming agrees, and Guan covers him in a glowing green light. He is seriously impressed when he feels his power jump by 30%, instantly realizing why every team needs a good support player. Once they finish their teamwork drills, the coach calls it a day. He dismisses everyone else but tells Xu Jingming to stay behind. The rest of the team waves goodbye and logs out, their virtual bodies fading away. Now alone, the coach tells his student that they need to talk about their battle plan. Xu Jingming just nods and tells his teacher to go ahead and speak his mind. The coach explains that the tournament has a tough format where they have to fight multiple top schools back to back. He asks Xu Jingming if he is ready to stay on the battlefield for every single match without taking a break, and the captain just smiles and accepts the challenge without a second thought. Xu Jingming is just leaving team practice when his phone suddenly rings. He answers to a flustered Song Chukyu, who asks him to come straight to her dorm, explaining that her new battlesuit is too inconvenient to wear outside. Xu Jingming agrees without hesitation and immediately makes his way over. As he walks, however, he can't help but wonder what she means. Why would a battlesuit, of all things, be inconvenient to wear outside? He soon arrives at her luxurious residence and rings the bell at the front gate. Her roommate, Chi Dongxia, greets him with a knowing smile, inviting him inside and pointing him toward the second-floor training room where Song Chukyu is waiting. Xu Jingming finds her mischievous smile a bit odd, but he shrugs it off and heads upstairs. He pushes open the training room door and freezes on the spot, completely taken aback by the sight that meets his eyes. Song Chukyu stands there in a brand-new, skin-tight futuristic battlesuit, blue and white, with a large, revealing cutout around her stomach. Blushing furiously, Xu Jingming quickly averts his gaze. Song Chukyu explains it's a new high-tech suit designed to reduce wind resistance, and noticing his reaction, asks if it looks strange. A still flustered Xu Jingming assures her it looks perfectly fine. Pleased with his answer, Song Chukyu beams. She secretly celebrates the success of her plan. She intentionally bought a smaller size to test his reaction and can feel his excitement through her light ability. Ready for their spar, she summons her halberd from a storage ring in a flash of fiery light. Taking a fighting stance, she lays out the rules. He has to lower his strength to a tier 2 low rank, giving her a chance to finally beat him. Accepting the challenge with a smile, Xu Jingming starts to take off his long coat. Tossing it aside, he confidently declares that he has grown much stronger and can defeat her with just his bare hands. Unfazed, Song Chukyu tightens her grip on the halberd, warning him that she has been training hard too. She immediately lunges forward in a high-speed charge, thrusting her weapon straight at his chest. Xu Jingming casually leans back, the sharp tip of the halberd missing him by a hair's breadth. With lightning speed, his hand shoots out and clamps down on the weapon's shaft, stopping her attack cold. Using his grip as a pivot, Song Chukyu vaults through the air, gracefully flipping over his head and dodging his counterpunch. She lands smoothly behind him with a playful giggle, earning a compliment from Xu Jingming on her agile escape. They fall into a rapid exchange of blows. She unleashes a flurry of strikes as he effortlessly dodges and weaves, closing the distance until they stand face to face. The intense fight quickly wears Song Chukyu out. Panting and covered in sweat, she leans on her halberd for support while Xu Jingming stands nearby, looking completely unfazed. With a triumphant grin, he asks if she's finally ready to admit defeat and submit. Looking up with a mischievous smile, a breathless Song Chukyu concedes the spar but cheekily adds that losing doesn't mean she'll submit. He'll have to actually make it hurt to force that. Taking her challenge seriously, Xu Jingming's expression hardens. His power flares, his hair igniting in a brilliant golden yellow as he lunges forward with terrifying speed. Caught completely off guard by his sudden burst of power, Song Chukyu can only gasp as he closes the distance in an instant, stopping just inches from her face by grabbing her halberd. Snapping out of his battle focus, Xu Jingming quickly steps back with an awkward apology, admitting he briefly lost control. Still catching her breath, Song Chukyu reassures him it isn't his fault, guessing the aggressive surge comes from the dragon-type beast bloodline he'd absorbed. The intensity of the moment leaves a heavy romantic tension hanging in the air. Gathering her courage, Song Chukyu nervously asks if she can ask him something. Blushing, she looks him in the eye and boldly asks if he likes her. A question that leaves Xu Jingming momentarily stunned. His playful demeanor vanishes. He stares back into her eyes and sincerely confesses that yes, he does like her. Song Chukyu's eyes widen and a deep blush spreads across her face as she is overwhelmed by his direct and honest answer. Overjoyed, she hastily stores her halberd in her spatial ring, excitedly asking if he really means it. Unable to contain her joy, she confesses her own feelings and leaps into his arms, asking him to officially be with her. Smiling warmly, Xu Jingming catches her and agrees. Without wasting a moment, he leans in for a deep kiss that catches her by surprise, pulling her close and lifting her slightly off the ground in a passionate embrace. When they part, a flustered Song Kyu covers her mouth, shyly asking why he's never been so bold before. He playfully reasons that it would have made him a hooligan if they weren't officially a couple. Hearing his excuse, she turns her head away, playfully agreeing with his logic. She then leans in and gives him a quick, surprising kiss on the cheek. As Xu Jingming touches his face in surprise, she explains that since Zhang Chuchuan left a mark on him before, she wants to leave one of her own, making him marvel at how close the two must be. Song Kyu then praises her senior sister's character, boldly stating she wouldn't mind if he liked Zhang Chuchuan as well, an unexpected comment that leaves him bewildered. She steps closer, seriously explaining that an elite SS rank user like him is bound to attract multiple women, and she'd much rather share him with someone she likes, like Zhang Chuchuan, than with a stranger. Xu Jingming looks down, surprised by her open-mindedness, but gently points out that even if he does like their senior sister, Zhang Chuchuan might not want to join their new relationship. A sly smile creeps across Song Chukyu's face as she springs her trap, teasingly asking if that means he won't refuse as long as Zhang Chuchuan is willing, which makes him panic. Before he can answer, Song Chukyu turns to the doorway and calls out to Zhang Chuchuan, announcing that she heard everything and the final choice is hers. Completely stunned, Xu Jingming whips his head around, breaking into a nervous sweat as Zhang Chuchuan calmly steps into the room. Smiling, she walks toward him and playfully warns her junior brother not to go back on his word. Caught perfectly in their coordinated plan, a dumbfounded Xu Jingming stands speechless, realizing the two set this up all along. Trapped between the expectant gazes of the two smiling women, a sweating Xu Jingming sees no way out. Lowering his head with a resigned sigh, he accepts his fate, deciding that since good things come in pairs, he will keep his word. Delighted, Song Chukyu declares it settled. The three of them are now together. She hugs one of his arms tightly while Zhang Chuchuan warmly takes the other, suggesting they go for a late-night snack. Song Chukyu, however, insists on showering first since she's covered in sweat. She grabs Zhang Chuchuan's hand, inviting her to wash up together, and Zhang Chuchuan happily agrees. As the two girls start to walk away hand in hand, Song Chukyu glances back over her shoulder with a teasing look, asking if he'll wait there or join them in the shower. Flustered by the bold invitation, Xu Jingming is about to excitedly accept when Zhang Chuchuan shuts the idea down. She jokes that since he's so strong, he hasn't broken a sweat, so they'll just go by themselves. Left standing alone, a devastated Xu Jingming clenches his fists, comically crying anime tears as he screams internally about wanting to join them. After calming down, he lets out a defeated sigh. Despite the teasing, however, a genuine smile spreads across his face as he watches his two new girlfriends walk away. Reflecting with amusement on how a simple training session has absurdly ended with him getting two girlfriends at once. The next day, standing amidst the remains of massive beasts in the Wanshui wilderness area, Xu Jingming calculates that his newly accumulated 5,000 ability points will easily fund his current goals. Resting against his spear, he reflects on his rapid growth. In less than half a year, he can traverse this dangerous zone almost unopposed, with only a rare few mid-rank tier 5 beasts still posing a legitimate threat. A sudden gleam of light in the dense forest catches his eye. Recognizing a rare type of glowing flora native to the zone, he decides to gather some. He reaches down and harvests a radiant golden 100-color flower, carefully collecting 3 vibrant bunches in total. Meanwhile, at the university, Vice Principal Ling Shuang reviews official files on a holographic screen projected by a floating drone in her office. At a gentle knock, she calls the visitor in. Xu Jingming enters and Ling Shuang asks if he just returned from the wilderness. He confirms, explaining he has been hunting beasts to keep his real-world combat instincts razor-sharp. Ling Shuang commends his dedication to practical combat, agreeing that lifelike virtual trials cannot replace real-world experience. Xu Jingming is secretly amused that his hastily fabricated excuse has earned such high praise. Expressing gratitude for her words, Xu Jingming presents one of the glowing 100-color flowers, politely offering it as a souvenir from his expedition. Ling Shuang accepts the gift thoughtfully. Despite being a Tier 8 Grandmaster who regularly receives extravagant treasures, no one has ever gifted her a simple flower. A soft blush warms her cheeks as she hides a delighted smile behind the petals. Returning to business, Ling Shuang mentions his team's recent virtual training victories. She commends them for defeating one of the university's strongest legendary teams, noting the impressive feat of overcoming opponents peaking at mid-rank Tier 4. Xu Jingming humbly clarifies that they only faced the weaker of the 2 legendary squads. Ling Shuang reassures him it remains a remarkable achievement, admitting his team's proven capability finally allows her to relax before the tournament. Conjuring a glowing blue magic circle, Ling Shuang materializes a neat stack of 10 tickets and gracefully hands them to Xu Jingming as a return gift. Examining the red passes, Xu Jingming breaks into a nervous sweat. Recognizing them as ultra-rare premium inner field tickets for the National University League, he sheepishly admits the gift is too precious and feels he already owes her too much. Ling Shuang smiles gently, assuring him that an outstanding performance in the tournament will be the perfect repayment. Motivated by her encouragement, Xu Jingming confidently accepts the challenge. Later, strolling down a sunny campus street, Xu Jingming video calls his aunt to offer her the tournament tickets. She happily accepts, relieved because his cousin had been stressing over securing seats. Passing a local coffee shop, Xu Jingming mentally counts his remaining passes, planning to distribute the rest to his friends Song Chukyu and Zhang Chuchuan. Right on cue, he hears his name called out and spots the two girls happily hurrying toward him down the paved path. Greeting them warmly, he produces two more radiant golden 100-color flowers, offering one to each visibly touched girl. Overjoyed by the unexpected gifts, they simultaneously plant a sweet kiss on his cheeks. Smiling at their affection, he pulls out the tournament tickets, asking how many they need to attend the upcoming event. Song Qiuqiu excitedly requests 2 so she can bring her friend Xiaoya, while a beaming Jiang Chuxuan only needs a single pass. Clinging to his arm, Song Qiuqiu explains she cannot see him off properly due to an early departure. Jiang Chuxuan apologetically adds she must also miss his farewell to take her level 3 pharmacist exam later that day. Smiling warmly, Xu Jingming gently pats Jiang Chuxuan's head and wishes her luck. He reassures them both, promising they will all reunite soon in Qingshu City for the main event. Arriving at the massive combat technique library, Xu Jingming decides to learn a new S-class spear technique to guarantee victory. Inside a private study room, he instructs the AI Eva to filter all S-class lightning attribute spear techniques. Eva projects the holographic files. With only 5 options available, Xu Jingming selects the thunder-piercing demon-killing spear. The system details how this skill forms a lightning net to drastically increase thrusting speed, culminating in a compressed thunder explosion. Highly satisfied with its destructive description, he asks Eva to retrieve the physical manual. An assistant promptly delivers a thick tome, and he dives into studying the material with intense focus. After intense study, the system deducts 3,200 ability points, confirming his successful acquisition of the beginner level. Closing the book with a sharp clap, he smiles, knowing the technique's explosive power perfectly suits his combat style. Leaning back with a relaxed stretch, he silently praises the system's instant learning feature. Realizing this new technique costs more points than his Thunder God finger, he feels incredibly eager to test its destructive potential. With his preparations incomplete, he instructs Eva to pull up the library's latest A-class lightning combat techniques. Among the new holographic files, an A-class technique called Lightning Shadow catches his eye. It utilizes energy to create a trailing clone that mirrors attacks, dealing up to 30% of the original damage for seamless combos. Recognizing its high tactical value, Xu Jingming realizes the clone's follow-up strikes will perfectly cover his vulnerable combat openings. If utilized correctly, this gives it the utility of an S-class skill. Pointing decisively at the display, he selects the Lightning Shadow technique, and Eva promptly confirms his choice. The next morning, a massive transport airship awaits the team on the athletic field. Standing near the boarding ramp, Zhou Ying expresses immense satisfaction with the sleek design of their official new uniforms. A massive crowd of students gathers to see them off, cheering fervently for Magic City U. They specifically hype up the Thunder Emperor, begging him to show no mercy and sweep the competition. Walking up the ramp alongside his teammates, Xu Jingming raises a hand in a confident wave to acknowledge their enthusiastic support. The airship's engines roar to life, ascending into the clear sky as they officially set off for the tournament. Over in Qingshu City, the sprawling host location for the event, Xu Ping addresses an orderly formation of uniformed students. He warns that their proximity to the number 5 demon lair demands absolute security, commanding them to display grand hospitality as representatives of Qingjing Superpower University. Shortly after, the Magic City U airship appears above the host city's landing zone. Observing its grand arrival, Xu Ping instructs an assistant to activate the guiding lights. The heavy transport ship touches down smoothly on the designated pad, kicking up powerful gusts of wind. As the team disembarks in their matching long coats, the waiting crowd buzzes with excitement. Onlookers recognize Kong Shi, whispering in awe about his mid-rank Tier 4 status, and excitedly point out the formidable presence of Shen Dongling. Finally, the crowd identifies the last member to emerge. The rapidly rising S-rank Thunder Emperor, Xu Jingming. Stepping out with a calm, focused expression, he knows the tournament has officially begun, and the time for hiding his true SS rank ability is over.